Hi everybody, it's Magdalena here from the Witch's Hive. Today's Tarot Talks topic is all about love. What do we think of when we hear the word love? Do we think of our love for someone else? For romance, for sex, for pain, for happiness, for tragedy, for family, for friendships? All the love we have of what we do, what defines us, our careers, our study, our hobbies. It's interesting how our first initial response to the word love involves something or someone else, and then the actions that result from this love that we feel for them or the love that they feel for us. We will totally cover the topic of love today and loving other people and other things, but another really important topic that I want to talk about today is self-love. We always think of love, of loving others and other things, but we somehow put self-love on the back burner. So when the word love comes up, instead of thinking, I love this person, I love cake, I love my cat, I love my house, what about you? Do you love you? Self-love encourages us to evaluate how we're treating ourselves and how we might not actually be treating ourselves in the best way that we deserve to be treated. Self-love therefore encourages us to sit down and evaluate how we treat others and our partners and how we can do that for ourselves. By taking some time to think about ourselves and asking ourselves the really hard questions like, am I treating myself as lovingly as I would somebody that I'm doting on? When was the last time I took myself out for dinner or bought myself flowers or a present? How do I honor my physical body, my sexual body, and my energetic body the same way that I would a partner or somebody that I love? These can be some really challenging questions to ask yourself because what they do is they confront us to be true to ourselves. Love is all about listening to yourself, to your own inner high priestess, and hearing what our deepest desires and subconscious selves are saying to us. Therefore, when we take the time to work on ourselves in a balanced way, we're then able to love others. I'm going to take a little bit of time now to tell you all about the love cards in the tarot that I've pulled out for today's topic. We're going to start with the Lovers and the Devil. Just by observing what's going on in these two cards, it's as if we're seeing the day and the night. We see the shadow side of the Lovers card and the Devil. The Lovers card is straightforward, but it also has a double meaning. It is a card of choice and possible temptation. It originated from the story of Adam and Eve and Lilith, which was Adam's first wife. She was a terrible, nonconformist demon vampire witch. This card is about a perfect union of two people who are meant to be together, but it's also a card of choice. It reminds us that we have choices in life and that there are different paths that will lead us to different choices as well. When we look at the Devil card, it's as if we see the same setup before us, like a shadow side of the Lovers card. But this time we have the couple chained to pillars with the Devil above them. When we observe the hand gestures that the Devil is making, it's as above, so below, just like the Magician card. And as above, so below means that all things great and small are connected. For example, the stars above us are directly linked to life below on Earth. But if you look closely at the Lovers card, the angel is only signaling to the heavens above. The Devil card represents our shadow side. It also represents any addictive nature that we might have that does us harm. When it comes to the topic of love, this could be about a relationship that's addictive and really hard to give up even though it's not healthy for us. When the Devil card comes up, it actually beckons us to face our shadow self and to be honest with ourselves about what we know is harmful to us. Next up is a Cups trifecta. We have the 10 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, and the 2 of Cups. These cards in turn represent love of my family, love of my friends, and love of my unions. They're very straightforward, and they portray a lot of love between people. It can also represent the love that we have for our community. The Knight of Cups. He is all about romantic decadence. I actually fell in love with this card a few years back when I was doing some studying, and I realized that he represented romantic decadence in my life. This knight steps forward confidently and steadily on his horse, bringing forth an abundance of romantic decadence. He is an energy of lavish love, extravagant passion, and dreamy seductive experiences. His energy is all about depth and expression. The 3 of Swords, it looks like one of those scary cards, right, that everybody's afraid of in the tarot. It does represent heartache, but perseverance. Despite being the card of heartache with the clouds behind it and the rain and the grayness and the sadness, there is a very bright red shining heart in the middle of it. And what this means is that it gives us hope. It gives us hope that despite that pain of those 3 swords in our heart keeps beating. And one thing that I love to point out is that it is a swords card. It's not a cups card. So it's really mind related rather than feels related. In any kind of situation where our heart has been broken, whether through a relationship or loss of a friendship or anything, just takes a little bit of time to heal our mind again, but our heart stays bright red. And once that time has passed, those swords slide through and we can step back out into the world again with a bright red heart. The 8 of Pentacles represents the love of what we do. It shows all the medals that we stack up, proudly displaying the things that we love doing. The Ace of Cups has an abundance of love. It represents new babies, new marriage, new love, new romance. It is the card that literally translates to the word of love. It is the card that represents compassion, feelings, empathy, sensitivity, and depth. The Ace of Cups is the intoxicating feeling that we have when we fall in love or we have a crush. We're going to talk about the self-love cards now. These are cards that I felt represented self-love in the tarot. You can pull them out of your deck and you can photocopy them, put them up on your altar, look at them regularly, meditate with them, or just study them and see how you feel they relate to the topic of self-love. The High Priestess and Temperance. These 2 friends love to get together and swap notes. One walks the earth and the other the realm of intuition. The High Priestess beckons us to listen to our inner voice, to give it what it needs to feel loved. Whereas Temperance knows how to balance everything out in a perfect and healthy way. Temperance has such great discipline, virtue, and self-awareness gained from past experiences that she just knows how to create a perfect harmony in the world that surrounds her. I have a theory that I came up with whilst writing these tarot talks, and it is that if the High Priestess and the Magician go hand in hand, which they do, one can't really be without the other. The Magician has the tools and the High Priestess has the intuition and the knowledge to make things happen together. If they were, say, lovers, I firmly believe that Temperance is their love child. It's just a silly theory that I have. Next up, we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands represents doing things for yourself that make you feel fulfilled. It can be a little bit of a selfish card, sometimes seen as a bit of a self-absorbed card, but that's okay because self-love, the word self, let's just take that out of selfish and self-absorbed. Just self is what we're trying to learn here today. So this card teaches us to take a little time out for ourselves and to realize that there's absolutely nothing selfish about taking time for some much needed love and self-care. The Page of Wands is about seeking up what actually completes you, what fulfills you. And when you tap into the Page of Wands and you take the time to look for these things, you're going to be honoring yourself and loving yourself by doing that. The Queen of Wands is the last card I have for you today. Out of all of the Queen cards, she's the one that ignites passion in our soul. With her fiery energy, she's extremely confident and self-assured. She has drive and ambition and a contagiously optimistic and positive view on things. She is enthusiastic and she really values being true to herself first and foremost. By doing this, she not only gains self-respect, but the respect of those around her as well. Lastly, I'm going to leave you guys with a little tarot spread. It's just a 2-card spread that you can do to tap into self-love. And what I mean by that is this spread will kind of bring awareness to you of what is being neglected and what you can do about it. After you've taken the time to ground yourself in whatever way that you like to practice before you do a tarot reading, and you've shuffled your cards, split them, thrown them around, who knows, everybody has their own technique. Pick out 2 cards. The first card is going to answer the question of, when it comes to self-love, what am I not giving the attention that it deserves? The second card is going to represent the question of, what can help me change this for the better? I know that self-love can be a little bit heavy to confront, especially when we need to look deep within ourselves and figure out what it is that we're not doing to respect ourselves. I hope that you all realize that you are beautiful and you all deserve to be loved. Don't give unnecessarily too much to other people because you have to love yourself first. So try to make sure that you're giving love to yourself first and foremost before you're spreading it out and not leaving enough for yourself. So that's it for today's topic on love and self-love. I hope that you all enjoyed it. I hope that you subscribe to my channel, like all my videos, and that you enjoy what I'm doing. Ghost and I say bye. Until next time, we wish you a lot of self-love and a lot of love and care